Movies are a guilty pleasure, and our show, Movie Talk, will deliver some insights into the people and the processes that provide that pleasure.
And action.
I want to tell the good story with a filmmaker that inspires me, that I feel like I can go and be at my best.
Proceed forward.
There's something so amazing about being on a set. You know, after 3 months, you know your camera operators, you know your sound guys. This is big. I mean, I am attracted to material that feels real to me, and I think we've always talked about that.
So we hope you all include our show among your guilty pleasures.
And action.
When you see Charlize Theron attacking a role, you realize she's not only a skilled actress, but also a force of nature. Her character may be somewhat menacing, as in Monster, or off the wall, as in Aeon Flux, or simply be downright unhinged, as in Young Adult. But in any case, you realize she's not only wormed her way into your consciousness, she's in your face. Charlize Theron likes roles that are edgy and provocative, and guess what? Young Adult is edgy and provocative. You know, there's a line in the ad that I like very much. It says that everyone grows old, but not everyone grows up. I mean, that gets over the point.
Yeah, I like it too. When we were making the film, we were throwing a line around that I loved as well, which was that there's a little bit of Mavis in all of us, which I really liked, like, it just like bisexual, like there's just like in all of us, men, women. But yeah, I mean, I guess it is the idea that we are, especially now, I feel like we're culturally and in our society, it's easy not to grow up.
Have you seen any old friends on this visit?
Actually, I've been seeing quite a bit of Buddy.
Oh, the old beau, huh?
I remember you kids were so cute in high school.
It's funny how those initial instincts can be so right, you know? I mean, you make all these mistakes along the way, but the world will make sure you end up with the person you're meant to be with.
It's good to keep those people in your life, the people who really know you best. Mm-hmm. And that new baby of his is just darling.
Have you seen it? Up close?
Now, Charlize, knowing you had a lot to do with the script and the development of the character. So how long did you work on this particular project?
You know what, Diablo Cody, who wrote the screenplay, did an incredible job. Mm-hmm. And I think besides just really a collaborative effort between me and Diablo and Jason, the script was pretty solid. I know that Jason went back with her and did another couple of drafts, and Diablo wrote it the way the film ended up being, and I think that was the thing that grabbed Jason, and that was the thing that grabbed me. I think that was why we were able to shoot this within 7 weeks.
7 weeks?
Yeah.
That's a good hustle.
Yeah, we hustled.
Now, I spent too much of my life in studio meetings where someone would always say, the character is not likable.
Yeah, especially when it's a woman.
Especially, but you don't give a damn about likable. I mean, that's not an issue.
Well, I feel like we have somewhat struggled in society to acknowledge that women can be conflicted, mm-hmm. And at the same time be incredibly human. Men have been allowed to be conflicted for years. I mean, I grew up on those films, and they're amazing films. Yeah. And when we watch them, we acknowledge them for being amazing character studies, and we applaud men for diving into those kind of conflicted gray areas. And when women tend to do it, yeah, we don't like our women to be troubled. We don't like our women, even in society. I do believe that we're stuck somewhat in a little bit of a Madonna whore complex, but I think the spirit of the film is somewhat like an adolescent, you know? Like, no, I'm gonna do it my way, you know, in a sense. Right. But I feel like it's so truthful to the story that we're trying to tell. I'm proud of the way that we've made it, and I'm really proud that we didn't buckle at any point and get scared and soften out the edges too much. I'm proud that we told it in as truthful a manner as we possibly could.
So there were 2 or 3 points in the film where you could have taken a turn I said, okay, now Charlize's character is really lovable. And you always go in the opposite direction.
Well, the material that I picked go the opposite. I can't take credit for all of that. I mean, I am attracted to material that feels real to me, and I think we've always talked about that.
Yeah.
How many keys do you need?
2, please.
Expecting company?
When I read scripts or when I watch films, I refer to the people in the stories as movie people. And they're not people that I know, and they're not people that I grew up with or people that I love them. I wish I knew them, because sometimes I'm just like, wow, I wish my life could turn out that perfect in 3 acts. And I think I'm attracted to the characters that maybe that, life doesn't always work out for them, and they don't kind of go through this 3rd act epiphany, and the score doesn't kick in and life doesn't turn out perfect for them. And I think I'm attracted to them because those are the people that I know.
Devin, I'll never see you anymore. And now that you've got this big case, it's just only gonna get worse. If you can believe it, I'm actually looking forward to having your mother come and visit.
What about the apartment?
God damn you! Why do you always have to go and change things around? This is not about the apartment. I hate this stupid place!
Well, now, as I understand it, you have taken off time to actually develop a number of pictures. Now, that's tough. I mean, working with writers takes a lot of patience, and you see things that work and you see things that don't. Was that a rewarding interval for you?
It was amazing, yeah. It's always amazing. I mean, I'm always doing something like that to a certain degree just because of my company. So I'm very excited. I think what's happening in television right now is amazing.
Yep.
I've really, really enjoyed developing in an area where you have 12 episodes to kind of create an arc that you could never do in an hour or 2 hours. And I think television is in a way pushing the envelope in film. I think what's happening on television, it creatively needs to we need to pay attention to it, because it's really setting the bar.
That's right.
And I feel like we have to kind of step up in film and really kind of raise our bar.
Is that a dog in your bag?
Nope.
We actually allow small pets with a cleaning deposit.
Good, because I have a small dog in my vehicle.
The time when an actor is sort of in a community that's supportive and you're on your own is sort of award season. You've been through this a few times now. How do you sort of gird yourself for the rigors of an award season and the Oscar?
Yeah, I've had movies release in this season, so it kind of like falls under this category of like, well, it's an award film. And I can't think about it that way because I feel so incredibly selfish to even think that way. Mm-hmm. And like I said to you before we started rolling, I wake up every morning and there's a review of this film. And it really moves me that we went to go make a really ballsy film. And a film that everybody was a little bit like, it's a tricky film. Mm-hmm. It's a tricky film, and there was something about it that was very human and understandable and had empathy for us in making it, but not necessarily like the kind of film that you just feel like everybody's gonna embrace. Mom, can you please take down that photo of me and Alan?
Which picture, sweetie?
The wedding photo? We are divorced.
We just thought it was a nice memory.
Of my failed marriage?
Well, the wedding wasn't a failure. Remember the tiramisu?
This is why you do what you do. If you can do something that touches people, mm-hmm. and you know this because you've made so many films, when you do something that people are moved by, and it's not the quintessential story, you've kind of pushed the envelope, you've raised the bar, that's the most rewarding thing. And so I try to just think I'm releasing a film and it's award season, and that's just, we didn't plan for it that's the way it is. And yeah. You can't think about it too much,
Now, the other pictures we sort of cross swords on. I was involved with the first Italian Job that Michael Caine did. And of course, you did the second Italian Job, which did a hell of a lot better. That was a great caper film. You looked like you were having fun during that picture.
I did. I had a really great time, and I really loved that film, and I love a good caper, and I really loved all of those boys. I loved all of those actors. And yeah, I think people think actors have to somewhat compartmentalize, and maybe some do. I feel very fortunate that I've been in a place where I've been able to do those kind of films and really have an amazing time as an actor on them, really enjoy them.
I'm going to a rock concert with an old flame, and I think there is a chance we may reconnect.
Let's show him what he's been missing.
No, he's seen me recently, he knows. But his wife hasn't seen me in a while, so...
Most people in the audience really assume it's easy.
Yeah.
I mean, they see a picture that works 100% and they say, well, we all knew that was working along the way.
Yeah.
But I've always found when I'm involved in a picture, I don't have the vaguest idea whether it's working or not. Can you predict correctly?
No, that's why I always say when people do tap in, like with this film or with Monster, there's something so incredibly rewarding about just the acknowledgement that you're not crazy.
Yes.
I mean, you know, so obviously something about it got you excited, and then you kind of feel alone for a little bit, and then you release it, and people actually respond to the same thing you did, and that's the most rewarding thing, I think.
It's not what you think it is, all right?
I know what it is.
No, you don't know my life, Selby. But I know yours. And I've done everything in the whole wide world, hoping that you'd never have to know. So you could go on thinking that people are good and kind, and that should make sense, you know? Because I love that about you, Sel, but I can't.
No, I don't want to hear this, Lee.
I know, but you need to.
We can be as different as we want to be, but you can't kill people.
Says who?
Monster, to a degree, I think is becoming a bit of a trap for you in that having gotten an A+, and then every time you don't get an A+, people say, well, why isn't it as good as Monster?
Yeah, but you know, I'm not delusional in the way that I think that everything should be an A+. That's just not how life works. And so you know, I've never gone through my life kind of expecting everything to work out or everything to be great. And I think that's plays a huge part in my decision-making process, knowing that I have to work on stuff that really fulfills me and creatively inspires me and feels like the place that I'm going to learn the most and be happy.
You know me. You think I could do it otherwise? I'm not a bad person. I'm a real good person, right? So don't feel bad. It's life, Sil.
Every actor has certain questions that they hate the most. And what I always hate the most, the question that's put to you is sort of like, isn't it dangerous to appear in an unglamorous way in a movie? That's an obnoxious question. I mean,
No,
isn't it?
I'll tell you what it is. It's that it only becomes obnoxious when people just there's no thought process behind it, and so they just kind of jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
That's when it upsets me. You know, like when I did Valley of El, it was like another transformation. I was like, it's me without makeup, nothing to transform.
Yeah.
Or on North Country, when you have dirt on your face, all of a sudden, you know, you're like doing another transformation.
Was it him? Was it? You know, I give a piece of my check to that union just like everyone else.
What do you want me to say? Hey, lovebirds! Want to get to work? Should I dim the lights for you? Josie, get your ass down there. I got a job for you in the powder room.
It's the idea that people can't really look at it honestly and kind of report on it honestly. I think that was what, and I get it. I mean, I understand that Monster was so heightened that everybody, I guess now that, you know, want to kind of make a correlation. All of this stuff is good at the end of the day. You know, it kind of keeps your senses alive, your gut alive. It keeps you on your toes. And I think when you make a picture, people forget sometimes it can be up to a year, you know, and it's really tricky to kind of emotionally be in the place where you're completely checked in with what you're doing.
Useless.
State destination.
Foreign.
Proceed forward.
Now, you like to switch genres, I think just for the adventure of it. Like Aeon Flux was a real switch for you. And as I recall, you did your own stunts. You got hurt, didn't you, doing your own stunts? Mm-hmm. But what a switch. Have you ever revisited sci-fi stuff since then?
Yeah, I just did a film with Ridley Scott where he's kind of going back to that DNA of Alien.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's called
Prometheus.
Yeah.
Right. Do you like switching genres? Is it refreshing for you?
Yeah, in a way. Once I'm on the set and I kind of realize I'm in a different environment, I guess I'm aware of it. But when I'm reading the script, it's not so much genre-based, my decision, whereas it's just really story-based and director-based. Like, I want to tell a good story with a filmmaker that inspires me, that I feel like I can go and be at my best, and he's going to take, or she's going to take me to my best. And the genre almost becomes so secondary. What?
Sorry, but I think we went to high school together.
At the same time?
Yeah, you're Mavis Gary?
Mavis Gary Crane now.
I'm Matt Freehoff. My locker was actually next to yours all through high school.
Matt. Freehoff. Yeah. Yeah, your locker was right there. Right next to mine.
You've kept very aware of your roots in South Africa. Tell us about your charitable projects that you're nurturing there.
I go back to South Africa mainly because of the Charlize Theron Africa Outreach Program that I have there. Our main focus is really just trying to support already existing NGOs. There's so much immediate need, especially in Africa, especially in my country of South Africa. This whole generation who are HIV negative, and how do we keep them HIV negative? Yeah. There was a whole generation of parents that died because of this epidemic, and we are expecting children and teenagers to kind of raise themselves and to just automatically know how not to become HIV positive. And so I've become very passionate in trying to help programs who have a really, really hard time finding government support and just prevention care.
Did you feel that your childhood helped you grow up because you were subject to different cultures so at such a young age?
I kind of grew up quick just because of my circumstances within my family home. But I've always said travel is one of the greatest things, you know, because you're still kind of, I think you're always on a journey searching for yourself and trying to discover yourself. But there's something so amazing doing that within other cultures and seeing how other people live. And it's one of the most amazing things that you can do. Well, listen, Matt, it was really nice seeing you.
Yeah, what are you doing back in Mercury? Or you moved back, or?
Of course not. Gross. No. I live in Minneapolis. I'm just here taking care of a little real estate thing, own some property, and...
I read in the Sun you're a writer.
Yes, I am an author.
Children's books.
YA. That's industry speak for young adult. It's a very popular teen series. It's everywhere. It's huge. You've probably seen it.
Vampires?
Not all shoots are fun. I always worry that if you're having too good a time on a shoot, that it may turn out to be a boring film. I find that sort of hostile sets sometimes do good work. Have you had that experience?
I hate that.
You hate it?
I do, because I feel that there's this old school method of the more miserable everybody is, the better the work is. And I don't subscribe to it because I think actors can be very self-centered in the sense that you forget that there are a lot of other people coming to work, and that's how they put food on the table for their families.
Yeah.
And I hate it when people are selfish and not acknowledging that everybody's there to try and do the same thing. And when especially an actor kind of feels like the environment is there just for them, I find that the best work comes from everybody rooting to do the same thing. And I've experienced that. You know, the movies where I have felt like everybody is really, really close, and you know, for me, I don't know how to work any other way as an actor, because I think acting is somewhat embarrassing. Like, the idea of being in front of a camera crew and camera operators and doing what you're supposed to do and not feel, and maybe these are my own issues, but to not feel like they have your back, oh boy, I could never do it. There's something so amazing about being on a set, and you get, you know, after 3 months, you know your camera operators, you know your sound guys, you know. And when you have to like hit that set and you have to emotionally break down or do the things that are so raw, I feel protected by my crew. Yeah. I feel it's like a family. I mean, you know, you do a scene and your camera operator reach down and, you know, there's something so loving and endearing about that I don't like sets where people are mean or screaming or there's a hierarchy. I feel that it suffocates really, really good work that could flourish from a good place.
Well, Charlize, keep it cooking. It's so nice to talk to you.
It's so nice to see you again, always.
It's a pleasure.
Nice to see you again.
You too.
Oh. Oh.
There it is. Adorable.
Thank you.